Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video we will discuss what is a function of a complex variable. Okay, so definition: let D be a set of complex number and Z and W be two complex variables, then the complex variable W is said to be a function of the complex variable Z if to every value of Z in the domain D there correspond one or more values of Z. So this is denoted by W is equals to f of Z. So that means for each value of Z in the domain D there exists a number. That means there exists a mapping between Z and W. Then it is called as the function of a complex variable. That is, W is denoted by f of Z. So W is the image of the Z. Okay. So it is denoted by W equals to f of Z. Here Z and W are the complex variables. Now limit of a complex function. Okay. So limits of a function of a complex variable. So as we define limit of a real number, so here also we define limit of a complex function. Okay. So let a function W is equals to f of Z is said to be tend to limit L as Z tends to Z naught. If every epsilon greater than 0 there exists a delta greater than 0 such that mod of f of Z minus L is less than epsilon for all mod Z minus Z naught is less than delta, and symbolically it is written by limit x tends to Z naught f of Z is equals to L. So that is as x tends to, that means as x nearer to the point Z naught then f of Z tends to L. Okay. So properties of limits: if limit f of Z, limit x tends to Z naught f of Z is equals to a naught, that means limit of f of Z naught is equals to a naught, and limit of g of Z as x tends to Z naught is equals to b naught, then we have the following properties as we have the properties for a real numbers. So like that we have the same properties here. Limit Z tends to Z naught f of Z is equals to a naught, so which means that limit u of x comma y, so here we substitute Z value, that is Z points x comma y and Z naught points x naught comma y naught is equals to u naught, and limit v of x comma y. So that means f of Z is a complex variable. It is denoted by u of x comma y plus I of v of x comma y, since it is a complex variable. Okay. So therefore we say separately, that is real part and separate, and imaginary part, that is limit of v of x comma y is equals to v naught. Okay. Now second one, limit Z tends to Z naught f of Z plus or minus g of Z, that is addition or subtraction of two function, that is limit of two function can be written as, so limit of this f of Z, that is a naught plus or minus b naught. So similarly we have limit f of Z into g of Z, then it can be written as a naught into b naught. So here a naught is the limit of f of Z. So similarly limit f of Z divided by g of Z is equals to a naught divided by b naught. So provided that b naught is not equals to 0. Here denominator should not be equals to 0. Okay. So these are some basic properties of limit. Now we shall solve some problems on limit, that is how to solve the limits for a complex variable. Okay. So here also same as we done in the real set for real variables. So that is we directly evaluate the limits. If it takes 0 by 0 form or infinity by infinity form, then we reduce the to some another form and we find the limit of the given complex variable, or we can apply the L'Hospital rules, that is depending upon the question. Okay. First problem, evaluate limit Z tends to 1 minus I Z square minus 2Z plus 1. Okay. Solution. Here we directly put z is equals to 1 minus I in the given limit. So that is given limit z tends to 1 minus I z square minus 2z plus 1. So we try to put directly. So if it doesn't take the 0 by 0 form or infinity by infinity form, then we solve it. If it takes the 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, then we transform into another form. Okay, or we apply the L hospital rules also. Okay, now evaluating this limit, we get, so that is substituting z is equals to 1 minus I, we get 1 minus I whole square minus 2 into 1 minus I plus 1. So which is equals to 1 minus I whole square, expanding this one, we get 1 plus I square minus 2I minus 2 into 1 2 minus into minus plus 2 into I plus this one as it is. Okay, so simplifying this one, we substitute I square value minus 1 minus 2I get cancels. So this minus 2 plus 1 is equals to minus 1, or we write minus 2 plus 1 as it is. So simplifying, we get minus 2 plus 1 is equals to minus 1. This is the answer. Next problem, evaluate limit z tends to I z cube plus I divided by 1 minus z I. Okay, so here we substitute z is equals to I, then we check whether it takes the indeterminate form or not. Okay, solution. Given limit z tends to I z cube plus I divided by 1 minus z I is equals to, now evaluating limit, that is substituting z is equals to I, we get I cube plus I 1 minus I into I. Okay, which is equals to, we know that I cube value is minus I. Okay, so therefore it is minus I, this plus I as it is, 1 minus I into I square value is minus 1. So since I cube is equals to minus I and I square equals to minus 1, I cube minus I plus I get cancels. So here denominator we get 1 divided by 1 minus minus into minus plus. So that is we get, sorry, here we numerator we get 0 divided by 2, which is equals to, we get 0. Okay, this is the required answer. Okay, next problem, evaluate limit z tends to I z cube plus 1 divided by z power 6 equals plus 1. So here we check whether it takes the 0 by 0 form or not. So I am substituting z equals to I, we get I cube plus 1, denominator also we get I cube power 6 plus 1, here it takes 0 by 0 form. So let's check, when z is equals to I, then this z cube plus 1 divided by z power 6 plus 1 becomes I cube plus 1 divided by I power 6 plus 1. Okay, so that is, sorry, this is z square. Okay, so z square plus 1. Now I square value is equals to, we know that it is minus 1 plus 1. So denominator I power 6 can be written as I square into, sorry, whole power 3, which is equals to minus 1 power cube, which is equals to, we get minus 1. So I power 6 also minus 1 plus 1. So therefore it takes 0 by 0 form, right? So therefore we transform into another form, that is limit z tends to I z square plus z power 6 plus 1. So we try to transform another form, that is we transform it, that is we keep z square plus 1 as it is, denominator z power 6 can be written as z square plus 1 into, it can be written as z square, z power 4 minus z square plus 1. See how we have written means, since z power 6 plus 1, this can be written in the form z cube, z square whole cube plus 1 can be written as 1 cube. Now applying a plus that is a cube plus b cube formula, we know that a cube plus b cube formula is bracket a plus b. Here a means z square, so therefore it is z square plus 1, and we get a square. A square means already we have z square, z power 4 minus ab. Z square into 1 is equals to, you get z square plus b square. B square means it is 1. Okay, so applying a cube plus b cube formula, we get this one. Okay, so therefore this limit, here we can cancel z square plus 1, z square plus 1. So then we get limit z tends to I, numerator becomes 1, denominator z power 4 minus z square plus 1. Now z is equals to I, we substitute z equals to I, that is evaluating limit, we get I power 4 minus I square plus 1, so that is 1 divided by I power 4, so we get plus 1 minus I square value is minus 1, so minus into minus we get plus 1, that is plus 1. Since I power 4 is plus 1 and I square value is minus 1. Okay, so simplifying this, we get 1 divided by 3. So this is the required value of this given limit. Column evaluate limit z tends to e power I pi by 4 z square divided by z power 4 plus z square plus 1. Evaluating limit, we get limit z tends to e raised to I pi by 4 z square divided by z power 4 plus z square plus 1 is equals to, we get e raised to I pi by 4 square divided by e raised to I pi by 4 whole power 4 plus e raised to I pi by 4 whole square plus 1. So we have put here z is equals to e raised to I pi by 4 plus 1. Okay, now simplifying this one, so we get e raised to I, so multiplying this to this side we get, so 2 and 4 get cancels, we get pi by 2. Denominator e raised to I pi plus e raised to I pi by 2 plus 1. Now we find I pi by 2 value and e raised to I pi value. We know that z is equals to e raised to, we don't use that, e raised to I theta is equals to cos theta plus I sin theta, right? So thus e raised to I pi by 2 is equals to cos of pi by 2 plus I of sin pi by 2. Okay, so now we simplify this one, that is cos of pi by 2 is equals to 0 plus I sin of pi by 2 is equals to 1, that is we get e raised to I pi that is I pi by 2 value is equals to 1. And similarly e raised to I pi by is equals to cos pi plus I sin pi. We know that cos of pi is equals to minus 1 plus I sin of pi is equals to that is sin pi is equals to 0, therefore we get its value is equals to minus 1. Therefore this given limit becomes, or we can write here this one, we can treat this as equation 1. So therefore given limit z tends to e raised to I pi by 4 of z square divided by z power 4 plus z square plus 1 is equals to e raised to I pi by 2 value is 1 divided by e raised to I pi by value minus 1 plus 1 plus 1. We get 1 by 1 which is equals to 1. This is the required answer. Next problem. evaluate limit z tends to 1 minus I z square minus z plus 1 minus I divided by z square plus 2z plus 2. A solution. First we write given limit z tends to 1 minus I z square minus z plus 1 minus I divided by z square plus 2z plus 2. So this is equals to z minus I whole square minus z value is minus 1 minus minus as it is 1 minus I plus 1 minus I. Z value it is 1 minus, so it is 1 minus I whole square again plus 2 into 1 minus I plus 2. Simplifying we get, expanding this one we get 1 square plus I square minus 2I minus 1 minus into minus plus I plus 1 minus I. Denominator 1 plus this is I square minus 2I plus, so that is a plus a minus I whole square formula, that is a minus b whole square formula, okay, plus 2 into 1 2 minus 2I plus 2. Now we simplify this one, we put I square value, okay, so 1 minus I square value is minus 1, since I square value is minus 1. So you can observe that here this plus 1 minus 1 get cancels and plus I minus I get cancels, so thus we get minus 2I, and 1 minus I square value again minus 1, this minus 2I value is minus 4I plus 2 plus 2 plus 4. 1 minus get cancelled. This is equals to minus 2I. So here we can take minus 4 common. So we get I plus 1. Okay. So we can cancel this minus sign and 2. So we get I divided by 2 into I plus 1, or we can write it is 1 plus I. Sorry, on taking minus common we get here 1 I minus 1 minus 1 plus I, right? So now we express this into a plus I by form. So for that we multiply, that is 1 by 2 as it is. So this I divided by we multiply this by minus 1 minus I minus 1 minus I, that is conjugate of the denominator. So that is we get 1 by 2 here, multiplying numerator we get minus I square, denominator it takes a plus b, a square minus b square formula, therefore minus 1 square minus I square. So simplifying we get 1 by 2 minus I square value is minus 1 divided by this one is minus 1 whole square is equals to, we know that minus 1 whole square is equals to plus 1, and I square value is minus 1. So sorry, here we have I square value is minus into minus we get plus. So similarly I square value is minus 1, minus into minus we get plus 1. Okay, thus it is equals to, so numerator can be written as 1 minus I, denominator 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 1 is equals to 2 into 2 we get 4, or it can be represented as 1 by 4 minus I by 4. Okay, this is the required answer.